That was a pretty big knife you stuck in my back there, so...
You did say backstabbing was what you wanted.
You've got that to be proud of, at least. Order! Okay, welcome back to 3-Player Politics. This is our first ever episode. I'm Thomas.
I'm Sam.
And this is our guest, Toby. Sam has won the first game through his cunning use of manipulation, lies and fear. So we're going to see what's happened. Me and Sam have sideboarded. Toby, you don't have a sideboard.
No, sorry.
So hopefully that means that your deck is just good enough without a sideboard.
Why not?
Just deal the death.
Yes, it's just watch out.
Yeah,
there's trouble ahead.
Yes. So I guess it's shuffling. How do we just go around, because you started, so you're gonna start this game.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't pile shuffled yet, so I'm gonna pile shuffle, and we're probably gonna speed this up. Have you guys shuffled?
I have.
I had a cheeky little shuffle.
Yeah, you've been shuffling all the way.
I had a truffle shuffle earlier.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Yeah, no singing of copyright music.
It wasn't the thing I was doing.
No do-doing. Do-dos will not be done.
We'll just bleep that entire section out. It sounded like you had some kind of horrible rant.
Some filthy-mouthed copyright slur.
That's really fun.
So Toby, what is your plan this game? Are you going to maul me horribly and open the door for Sam to kill me again?
To be honest, I have such a poor idea of what's going on most of the time that there's no point in me strategizing because anything could happen.
Okie dokie. Refreshingly honest.
Yep.
Little downbeat, possibly.
But I mean, you are the kingmaker in this game. I mean, as you saw, your contributions can decide what happens.
This is true.
I mean, it is significant. If somebody gets a planeswalker on the field, they're generally so much more powerful than any other card. They immediately are ahead. So I think Sam was ahead in that game.
And I got very lucky there. There's only one in the deck.
Yes, and then you just pulled the trigger on me.
Yes,
because you believed Sam and his lies.
Actually, I think I pulled the trigger.
Yes.
Toby merely fired a warning shot.
A warning shot of more than a quarter of my life to 20 years.
That's right. So we will shuffle to the left. Sorry, cut to the left.
Cut.
Thank you very much.
That'll do.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Right, starting hands of 7.
3, 4, 6, 7. Let's see what the deck has brought us.
Well, Zach, I did stuff you very thoroughly, but it's not looking like I did at the moment. Nope, that's
so you're saying first because you're playing first. Are you keeping or mulliganing?
I'm definitely mulliganing. One land is pretty disastrous. Although that would have been fine because there's another one there, but I'd have just about gotten away with it rather than that being a good hand.
And this is an interesting hand. But I think I'm going to keep. How about you, Toby?
I'm going to keep.
So I mulligan down to 6.
Check out this camera. Nobody else look.
Shield your eyes from the monitor.
Yes.
How far behind is it though? Because if I'm going to accidentally glance over my shoulder.
No, it seems to be in real time at the moment.
Yeah.
Let's play some cards.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. So I go down to 6.
Yep. We can't because he's busy
Faffing.
Yes.
Like a big faffer.
Okay. This is quite interesting. Very funny deck, yeah, good one. So I didn't get any one land in this starting hand. I got all lands and a couple of expensive spells which wouldn't be that useful.
So you're mulliganing again.
Yep. I strongly advise teaming up against Tom, at least to cripple him, until I'm...
Oh, you can't do that again!
Do you know what? I'm deaf to all external voices.
You're just going to follow your heart.
I'm going to follow my heart and probably
and the
die
voices in your
young.
head. Damn it, deck. Come on, this needs to be perfect in order to beat Tom. Perfect.
Hear how he's disregarding you. You can be the viper in his ankle. Because some of your stuff is quite nasty.
Mm-hmm.
That death touch malarkey once it gets going.
Yep, and sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I believe there's some loathsome cards in your deck.
There's at least one.
Yes.
I believe it's a Cotoblepus.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone has their own
5.
pronunciation of that.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with Cotoblepus.
Yes.
I mean, it's not brilliant, but I don't dare go any lower.
All right then.
So.
Off
Cool,
you go.
so I go first. I should play this forest
Uh-huh.
and pass the turn to Tom.
Scry land, which is a land which comes into play tapped, and you get to scry one.
Scrying.
Looking at the top card of your deck,
Ooh.
and then deciding whether it goes back on the top or the bottom. I'm going to stick that back on the top.
Okay, very good.
And pass turn.
Okay. Well, I'm going to pick up a card.
Hey, you've still got one of my dice, you thief.
Oh, sorry.
And, well, everyone's using my dice. It's fine.
I'm going to place a swamp on the table,
Yes.
and then I pass the turn.
Some people might accuse us of a slow player. I don't think that. I think that's entirely unwarranted.
Well, I'm going to make sure they need to use it. I'm going to play a swamp. Tap, 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 tap. And play this Corolster Guildmage.
Oh,
which is
that
a
guy.
2/2.
It's one of the mages have like a couple of different abilities that are quite fun.
Do excuse me.
Cool artwork on that one.
Yeah. Getting a bit tickly now. Okay. Cool. And so yes, that's
Pass turn.
yeah. Pass the turn to you.
Tap. Okay, I will have a swamp. Tap tap. Sat a wayfinder.
Yep. Cool.
When he comes into play, he dumps stuff. Have you got any wayfinders in that?
I have, but I can't
Nice.
remember what they do off the top.
You reveal top 4 cards, and then.
I see how it is.
No land.
I see how it is.
Do you? You
Yeah.
see how it is? Do
That's
you?
your sideboard there.
Do you? Do you though?
I do, yeah.
Pass the turn.
Cool.
Okay.
Yes, I didn't get any lands in there, so I couldn't put any in my hand.
Okay.
Just all went in the bin.
I see. Right, well, here comes a forest, and
Ooh.
then tap those two for a Felheim Brawler.
Ooh.
Is he the one that can't attack alone?
He can't block unless I've got another Minotaur.
But he can attack.
Yes.
So really
that's
scary
interesting.
in a Minotaur deck.
Yes.
Because you're always going to have another Minotaur almost.
2/2.
2/2 for 2 is not bad, actually.
I
And
always
pass
thought
the
it was
turn.
only attack. It's only block. Interesting.
There might be another one that does that. But.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to play this swamp. Cool, and then I'm going to tap these 3. And I'm going to give this +1/+1 an intimidate. And so that's now a 3/3.
Yeah.
I'm going to swing for Tom with it.
Okay. Well, I'll take 3.
Cool.
Do you know how Intimidate works?
Remind me.
Only creatures which are the same colour as it or artifact creatures can block it when it's got Intimidate. So if it's a green creature like this, only green creatures or artifacts could block it. Since that's green and black, either green or black creatures can block it.
Oh, okay.
So it's not quite so good on a dual colour
No.
creature. But I think he did it for the +1.
That's
yeah.
correct, yes.
And do you go?
Off you go.
And tap.
He's not quite so scary in this game where we're all green and black.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tap another Wayfinder.
Yep. Cool.
1, 2,
Ooh.
3, 4.
Ooh,
I'll take the first.
So much mana acceleration in your deck.
And just put the creatures on top again.
Cool.
And what else will I play? I think I'll have the forest. I'm going to hit Sam for 1.
Boom. Yep.
And pass turn.
Okay.
Off you go, Toby.
Right, well, I shall pick up, of course.
Oh, yeah, untap first.
Yep. There's a swamp.
Cool.
And then I'm going to... Which do I want? They're both be useless.
He's bluffing. They're both brilliant.
Yeah, Night Howler.
Oh.
Okay.
And then
That's going to be quite big. I have 1,
Actually.
2, 3, 4, 5.
or graveyard.
I have 5 creatures. Yes, exactly. 5 creatures in my graveyard. Because if you'd cast that and it had only been only your graveyard, it would have gone straight into the bin because it would have been 0/0, so it would have died
therefore
immediately.
dead.
But fortunately, it is a 5/5. Because 1, 2.
Which I knew.
Yes.
That's pretty scary.
So it's a 5/5 at the moment.
Mhm.
There you go. Have a
Okay,
die.
well that's much better than I was expecting.
Yep.
Um,
It's actually a very, very good card to have in a game when all 3 people will be putting stuff in their graveyards.
yes.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, well, I'm pretty
That's
happy
a
with that
strong
one
turn.
then. I think I'm going to attack you.
But I'm not the real threat. Oh, no.
Yeah, but you don't
Yeah,
have
but
anything
you
that
are
can
though,
block it.
aren't you?
I foresee where this is going. Cool. So there's nothing I can do about that. I take the 2.
I'm going to nudge this camera because it's slightly off.
Yeah.
Off-piste.
North piece.
Go sideways. That's better.
Cool.
I was getting out of the shot and we can't have that. We may cut that bit, who knows.
Slick edit back in.
You're the eye candy.
Yes.
I think we're all the eye candy.
I think the beards are the eye candy. frankly.
I think the glasses are the eye candy.
Let's not flatter each other. We're playing some magic.
Enough of this,
Enough
gentlemen. You're
mutual
making me blush.
mastication. Enough mutual mastication.
Yeah.
Mastication. As in
Yeah.
talking.
It's yeah.
I thought mastication was chewing.
And
Yeah.
chewing. Anyways,
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Have a go.
Let's play cards.
let's. Cool. I shall
In
attack.
America, they call it playing magic cards, which just
Ooh.
sounds quite
Does sound
silly. It's like you either play magic or you're playing cards, but playing magic
I
cards
should play this.
That's not.
sounds a bit
Golgari,
dirty.
It's not an economic use of syllables.
No.
Well, because the Americans are so known
Sensible
for.
with their language.
Yeah.
If
any American viewers are watching.
Well, that's the perfect answer to
We
your
love you all.
Yes.
Yep.
You're a brilliant
And-
country and you invented magic and
We're very pleased
don't
with you.
troll us.
Yes, please.
Are you
Uh,
attacking me again?
Yes. You're the biggest threat here.
Sam.
You couldn't.
He's
block
got a
if you wanted
5/5 night howler.
to. Yes, which
just
I
feel
should
this
block
is
with this.
a little unjustified. Alright, I'll take 2 then.
You attacked me.
16, 15. Where's the 15? There it is.
Cool.
End of your go.
It is indeed.
Untap. Okay.
Okay, so I can probably see your hand if I looked over.
Maybe that's what I want.
That'd be a very subversive way to play. But that's what we're all about in 3 Pounds Politics.
Yes. It's all about the subversion.
Mm.
Yes.
And diversion.
Yes.
Any kind of version, really. Perversion.
Okay. I think I'm going to tap these 2 for Assassin Wayfinder.
Wow.
All of which are in my opening hand.
You did shuffle, right?
Yeah, apparently. You saw me do it.
Yeah, no, true.
We cut his deck as well.
3, 4. Well, I'll take the only land in that.
I think Find a Gate is also a land, Tom.
Oh, good point. Good point. I think I'll still take the swamp though. Yeah, I'll still take the swamp. Yes, no, that's a good answer. 2 more creatures, so yours ticks up 6, 7.
All right.
Good boy.
Are you feeling that I'm your friend in this match?
Yes, I am.
But
Fool.
Night Howler gets very scary when somebody's because they're suddenly putting stuff in the graveyard like I am.
and even more scary if you bestow him on somebody, because then if that creature dies, well, then Night Howler just comes
Stays
back on.
around on the
Yeah.
battlefield. So, but the bestow mechanic is super powerful.
Especially if you
on
put 2 of
Night
them on each other. I kill it. Okay. It gets a
Howler.
bit
Okay,
tougher.
I'm going
I hadn't
to
thought about that.
play a forest, and because there are squillions of creatures in the graveyard, let's tap 2 green. Sam knows what's coming. It's a Nemesis of Mortals,
Uh-oh.
which costs 1 less for each creature in the graveyard, down to a minimum of 2 green. So you're thinking the monster's
Sorry, yeah.
cost. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures in the graveyard.
Goody.
Yes, Goody is right, and pass the turn.
Excellent.
Okay.
Untap.
Let's see
Yeah,
what we got
you've
to
got to
yes.
untap before you draw. It's the rules. Don't get that bunny.
All the bunny, it's a Minotaur.
It's a bunny with a Minotaur heart.
Okay, so 2 swamps, 1 colourless.
Mm-hmm.
Asphyxiate.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Oh, that's. I thought we were friends.
I hate to.
What about
to-
that thing that's going to block your massive thing crashing into Sam?
I hate to sound cliche, but that was the biggest threat. On the team, so.
Right, you go up to 8 because there's another creature in the graveyard.
Very nice.
Wow.
Very
Our
nice.
new friendship in tatters for the second game running.
Yeah, boy.
Toby, I'm shocked and appalled.
I'm not.
But Oh, actually, no.
Yeah, because he's got the flipping death touch, which you
touch.
needed to kill so you could kit him.
Yeah, but
There'll be plenty of time for that later.
You better.
I think I will pass the turn.
I promise I will not attack you until Thomas is dead.
What? What is this? You see?
Politics, folks.
You've got to kill him while this match is over.
I should play this forest. Yep, and Thomas. Yep. Ooh. I should tap these 3
Yes.
and attack Tom with Corrosive Guild Mage.
Oh, have you given it intimidate?
Yeah, sorry, it's got intimidate +1/+1.
Okay.
So you can block it, obviously, because it's green as well.
But of course, doing so would kill one of your satyrs. Thus
Well,
strengthening
either
my
I
night
give him a
cover.
3-for-1 by blocking with all 3, or I chump block it, or I take 3. I think I'll take 3, so go down to 12.
Damn. Cool.
My turn?
Yep.
Untap. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Thinking.
Thinking time.
What is best in life? Well, I'm probably going to play this Sweet Swamp.
Ooh.
I really like that at the pre-release I picked up some cool lands. Because, I mean, they're free, but it's a good chance to pick up lands rather than just, I'm going to take loads of lands, which is a bit greedy. But no, I needed them for deck, and they're very pretty.
And
I think this
they're
one's from
Innistrad, yeah.
Innistrad, yes, because I wasn't playing during Innistrad.
Yeah,
So.
Innistrad, there were a lot of zombies.
Yeah, zombie decks are pretty cool. Okay, well, I think I'm going to do this. Tap black and 3 for a Fate Unraveler.
Oh.
Whenever an opponent draws a card, Fate Unraveler deals 1 damage to that player.
Yeah.
And I think I'll tap the other black for a Deathrite Shaman, who's a guy with loads of abilities.
Ah.
Okay.
He's a problem.
And then I will pass the turn.
May I?
Yes, you can remind yourself of the awesomeness that is the Shaman.
Of course,
Yeah,
yes.
transfer
So when you tap him, you add 1 to your mana pool. Or if you do it with black, you exile sorcery, and each of us loses 2 life. So that would do it to both of us. And if you exile creature, he'll gain 2 life. So it can be a really easy way of just gaining and losing life. He's won entire games based on that.
That's a very naughty card.
It is a naughty card.
He's actually better in multiplayer stuff than actually one-on-one stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
So yes.
Pocket is trembling. Go on, I'm just going to read this text.
Okay. Care to read it out loud?
Are you interested in?
Not really.
No.
Right, okay, I'm going to place down a swamp there under my swamp pile. And then what do I want?
Toby, could I do some bargaining with you?
No.
What if it was
That's the right. I like that response.
What if it's in your favour?
Nope.
What if I was to kill everything which was 3 mana or less, clearing away my stuff and getting rid of most of Tom's?
That's entirely your lookout, Samuel. Return Centaur. When Return Centaur enters the battlefield, target player puts the top 4 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard.
So basically, whoever you...
Is it me?
Yes.
4. Cool. 1, swamp. 2, Gatekeeper Vine. 3, False Scar Striped. Each creature in my graveyard has Scavenge when he's on the battlefield, and 4 Corpse Rain. None of which have Scavenge, none of which are useful, apart from to make your thing a lot nastier, so that gets 3 more from this thing.
So that's an 11/11.
Yep.
Oh, so you did it to Sam. What, can I have a look at your graveyard, Sam?
Of course, you can always inspect my graveyard.
Varolz, that's a shame. Courtship Menace.
Yep.
Yes, interesting.
And then I'm going to do nothing.
Cool, pass the turn.
Yes,
Some
that's
sauce.
what I meant.
I shall untap. Unfortunately, the longer it sort of stalls, the more likely Tom is to eventually win. Terrible. Do I want to do an emergency nuking? Be a little bit risky. Maybe I shouldn't. That would sort of work. Yes, I'm just going to pass my turn. Off you go.
Interesting. Have you guys taken a life for your...
Oh, thank
I
you.
wondered about that. There we are.
That's a good question, actually. Is that a thing that always happens?
Is it May or...?
It's not May, it
Yeah,
just does. So
yes, it does.
even if... There's some things which you can do them, but if you forget them, they don't happen. But I think this is the one that does happen even if you forgot it. You have to kind of retrospect it in.
Yep.
Interesting. So he hasn't fired off this great big killer spell that he's claiming he has. How much would he need? So it's 3 to cast it and then 1, 2. So he can only kill off everything with a casting cost of 2. So he'd hit all these and hit those, but he wouldn't hit your Night Howler unless he powers it up with another. Okay, so on tap. I don't take damage because I'm pretty cool.
Do you?
No, whenever an opponent draws a
Yep,
card.
off an opponent.
Cheeky.
Chicky. I have another swamp. And I will have a Glade Cover Scout.
Cool.
And I think I will also have 1, 2, 3, 4 Whip of Erebos.
Oh.
I'm running out of room for my all my
Turn
troops.
this down a little bit. You're gathering quite an army there.
Yep.
Yes.
Because that's getting critical, I'm going to tap these two and destroy that enchantment with this Golgari charm.
That's just rude.
Man.
The problem with that is he can get everything has lifelink, and he can just get stuff out of his graveyard and bring it up for 1 turn and have lifelink in its table.
Well, fine then. How rude. Pass the turn.
Okay, well, let's untap these bad boys.
Yes.
Draw this
Take a life.
card here. Oh, flip. There we are.
Do I lose
I'm down
life
to
when
18.
I draw it? Or
Yeah, it's only when you do.
Okay, cool.
And then...
Do apologise for the interruptions. When one has a wife and a tiny child at home, one does need to occasionally look at one's phone.
That's understandable.
Is this for your Esbit stuff?
What did I do again? Yeah. Right, okay, in that case, I'm going to tap all those, and it's going to be the Grave Robber Spider.
Ooh, what does that do?
He robs graves.
Actually, he doesn't really. He gets...
He kind of borrows an essence from a grave. He doesn't really take anything out of it.
No, it's
No.
more of a grave-interested spider.
Yes.
I've
got an interest in dead things.
Creatures
Parting
in your
fancy.
graveyard.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
which at the moment is
pretty scary, potentially.
nothing, but
If you build yourself, you see.
I could. Yes.
Yes.
Right, and I'll pass turn.
Excellent. Right.
Take 1 life.
Oh, thank you, Tom. Sorry,
Yeah, it's all right. It's only when you draw.
but
So you-
I should really remember that it's
So you're now on.
15.
Okay.
I should play this forest. Let's see now. Toby, would you not attack me if I nuked all of Tom's stuff and this and all my stuff?
And his Night Howler.
Yeah.
If you nuked his Night Howler.
There's no need for me to nuke his Night Howler because you don't have anything which is 3 or more. I could leave it deliberately underpowered.
I'm afraid, Sam, I can make no guarantees.
Hey, that's the right answer. I like
Well, in that case,
it.
Why do I get the feeling that's going to come back and bite me on the head?
I should tap these 6, tap this for black, and play this Deadbridge Chant, which is I put the top 10 cards of my library into my graveyard. At the beginning of my
Well,
upkeep,
that's going to supercharge that
Yeah.
beast.
you're welcome.
I've been self-milling to help you for much longer than Sam has. That's one
One.
creature.
Two
Two
creatures.
creatures.
And that's 5 so far. Yep. 5, 6, 7, 8,
Hang on, it was
9.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
10.
I
There we
think
go.
that's 10. Yes. So how
Cool.
many creatures?
And there are now, let's 3 more creatures.
3, so
So
that puts me
tick
up to
that.
14.
yeah.
Yep, pretty devastating.
Yeah.
And then,
Unfortunately, all of my. You might need another die.
I'll tell you what, I'll just go 4.
Yeah, and then have a 1.
Yeah.
There you go.
and then at the
Because
beginning,
all of my D20 thingies are in use as life counters, so.
That's fair.
at the beginning of my upkeep, I choose a card at random. So obviously, I'll shuffle the graveyard, put it face down, choose it at random, and if it's a creature card, it goes straight onto the battlefield. Otherwise, it goes into my hand.
Okay.
That enchantment probably needs to die. Have you got any enchantment destruction
I
in your deck? Have you got any? in your deck?
can't remember.
I don't think
Okay,
so
then.
whatsoever. Have you got any enchantment destruction, Tom?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah, good. Right, off you go.
At the end of
In
your
fact,
turn,
I know you have.
at the end of your turn, I'm going to tap that for black, tap
Yes,
him,
That's going to be a problem.
exile. To be honest, I don't want to exile stuff that isn't creatures from your graveyard, so I'm going to do it
Thanks,
from
Tom. I appreciate
this
it.
graveyard. So I'll exile that, because most things that you do is creatures, not other stuff.
Mhm.
And oh, hang on. Oh, it's each opponent loses 2 life. Oh, sorry, I'm doing it to get
Okay,
it here.
Oh.
that's fair enough.
Each opponent loses 2 life, and
That could
you're
be a
on.
problem.
You're on more than him, so
Could be a
okay.
problem.
Start of my turn.
Yep.
Okay, untap.
So this is like out of the game now, basically.
Yeah, it's in the exile zone, which is
Mm.
different to the graveyard.
There are 1 or 2 cards
Yeah,
that can
they're
return from
very
exile,
occasional.
but I don't believe there are any in the current standard,
Yes.
and they're certainly extremely unusual.
Yes. I think I'm going to pass the turn.
Okay.
Interesting.
Let's
Untap.
put all that back.
And you take 1 damage. I'm afraid.
Yes.
But it's equal with Sam.
What
Sam's on less life, so I'll kill him first.
Okay.
Yes,
Right, there's
still
another
very
swamp.
dangerous for both of us.
So,
Not really, it's just 1 life.
Yes, but it will tick down, and that thing can be quite scary with that as well. Yes, I have the feeling you've got this in the bag.
Not really. Look at that beast. 14.
Well,
okay, I'm gonna tap these 4.
Ooh.
There's a return centaur.
Cool.
Okay, who are you milling?
Coll works for
Oh,
me.
nice. So diluting what's in his graveyard.
2, 3, 4. Cool.
many
So
creatures is that?
that's 2 more creatures.
Thank
That
you.
ticks up.
16.
Nasty.
Yes, indeed.
We could actually mill him out, actually.
Yeah.
Because you know, if a player has no more library to draw from, when it gets to the start of their next turn, they lose the game. That's one way to defeat a player.
Really? Okay. I'll remember that.
We could do that. Because his library's nearly almost the same height as his graveyard.
Yep. But then if I lose, then there's nothing between you and Tom, Toby.
Yes, well, I'm sure. With a creature that big on the battlefield, it probably won't get that badly.
I can take my chances. I'm going to pass the turn.
Cool.
I like this. We've basically got like 3
So-
armies of creatures
yeah.
just sitting
Yeah,
standing.
it's a classic board stall. Classic.
At the beginning of my upkeep, I choose randomly from my graveyard.
Yeah.
Do you want to cut my graveyard, or should we just ignore that?
It's fine.
Go for it.
Cool.
I don't think you're a renowned card magician.
I wish, that'd be nice. Right, there we are. Cool. So, at random, do I reveal it? Kind of random. Cool. It's not a creature, so it goes straight into my hand. Although, does it have to reveal? I'll just double check.
It's always important to read the exact wording on cards because that can
Yeah.
really change stuff.
Yeah, no, it doesn't say that I have to reveal it, so I shan't. Yep.
Unless you want to.
Yeah,
Nope.
I mean you could.
Yeah.
I could, but I won't. Cool.
So we really don't want to remove. When I do stuff to remove stuff from graveyards, I really don't want to remove anything from his that's not a creature. So hopefully he's just getting useless land or
Yeah.
spells that
Anyway,
aren't useful.
and I untap and then draw. And
So the more stuff that's in there,
I lose 1 life.
You lose 1 life when you draw. Yes.
Yeah, I might as well do that first, but obviously technically this would be damage that would be dealt after
Yep.
I've drawn, but for convenience. Cool. Yep. That's probably... Yeah, we'll do it this way. I shall tap these 4 and play these Gerard's Orders, which you guys will be familiar with.
From the last game, yes.
Yep, quickly check my graveyard to make sure nothing else is in there. Yeah, cool. Right, so reveal cards. Whoosh.
Mighty stretch.
Mighty stretch. Giant head of Phage
Oh, come on.
and Slitherhead. Can you guess
That's
which
the
one's
danger of putting
graveyard?
more stuff into his graveyard.
Have they come out of your
One, the
graveyard?
Slitherhead's going to go back into the graveyard. These have come out of his library that he searched out. The Slitherhead's
Right,
going to go
okay.
into his graveyard because he can scavenge it for 0 and just put a 1/1/1 counter on something. And the Adderphage is going to go into his hand. Can I just check the Adderphage?
Of course you can.
So it's got a casting of green, green, and 5. So we need to look out for that. And we need to not let it do combat damage to us, because it's only when it does combat damage to us that it gets to duplicate it. But it's got trample, so even 1 point that gets through.
Okay, well, I've got a 16.
Yes,
that
it's
I have.
more that I have to
I'm
worry
very
about
confident.
that.
So was that?
So-
did that Slitherhead go into your graveyard?
Yes.
That's
17.
Yep.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 4, 5. I think he can cast it because it was 2 green and 5. That's 7. So he can't cast it until he gets 1 more land out.
Okay,
Cool. Yeah.
so
Oh, and
We can
did I
relax
choose a
for a
card
little
at random? Yes, I did.
Not for
That
that
was the that was the card. Cool, awesome. And yeah, I'll tap this for black and play the Slitherhead.
another Slitherhead.
Cool. And yep, pass the turn to Todd.
Okay. At the end of your turn, tap that. Tap
Did
that
you
for
lose life
black.
for drawing a card?
I did, yes. Thank you very much for reminding me of
I
that.
will
Just checking.
exile Grizzly Salvage,
Always
do
worth
2 damage to Sam. And 2 damage to you, sorry.
Oh.
It's not looking good.
Okay, and then start my turn
Mhm.
and tap. Okay. Swamp. And I like the other one better. I'm going to put that on top.
Yeah.
Looks much better.
But it
Um,
doesn't have any effect on gameplay.
no. Pass the turn.
Interesting.
Well,
Don't forget to untap
yep.
that lot.
Yeah.
And take 1 damage.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to put out my forest, and at long last, I'm going to play this
Uh-oh.
flipping card that I've been waiting for the
Oh.
whole game to play.
Uh-oh.
So 2 forests, 1 swamp.
Mhm.
Courser of Krufix.
Oh.
Hello.
So play with the top card of your library revealed.
Mm.
Okay, so let's see it.
You may play the top card of your library if it's a land, which it is not.
Oh, Nyxborn Eidolon. Okay.
Nice.
Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life.
Very nice.
Ooh, now that would be helpful because I'll be pinging both of you for life,
Exactly.
but then you'll start to gain, so we'll kill Sam, just like we always wanted.
Yay.
Oh, it was our dream.
Dream come true. And then I will pass the turn to you, Samuel.
Excellent. Oh no, sorry, and that goes before my upkeep. So, the beginning
Oh,
of upkeep.
yes.
So I choose at random.
That's the problem. I can keep pinging with my damage, but he's going to keep running that enchantment. It's a really good card to have in a board stall.
Mm.
Yep, tell me about it. Cool, so I'm sorry, I should shuffle that. Saw the bottom card there. Cool, and then I pick up. It is a creature, so it goes straight onto the battlefield.
Out onto the battlefield as well.
Yep,
Ouch.
cool, graveyard back. Cool, then I untap and pick up.
And take 1 damage.
Yep, sorry, and take 1 damage. So I go down to 9. Cool.
Significant glance.
Yes. So I play this forest. Let's double check this. Check.
I mean, he's
Excellent.
clearly the most dangerous player. For all that I'm pinging for little bits of damage, that thing. And he's got a 7/7 in his hand.
Tap this for black.
It's not for much longer. Here comes the 7/7. Oh, no, it's Gaze of
Destroy
Granite.
non-land permanent with converted mana cost.
What are you paying for X?
4.
4. So that's everything on my boards. Okay, before that resolves, I'm going to tap that for black.
Uh-huh.
Exile. I haven't got any there, so let's have your graveyard.
Yep, that's not technically my graveyard, some of those cards I just put in.
Yeah, but I'll go from the bottom where it is. I'll exile Jared's Orders.
Cool.
That's a good one to exile.
Uh-huh.
And do 2 damage to both of you.
Oops, so I go down to 7.
Whack.
Okay. So that's exile now, so that's my exile pile.
So that taps to do that.
Everything dies.
Right, okay. So I've lost 5 creatures, which means I go
1,
up to
2,
22.
I think you'll find that's 4 or less.
That dies. I didn't know why you were bothered because I've got a chunk.
I was really hoping you didn't have a Golgari charm in your hand. It was just going to... I regenerate everything. Oh, no.
I don't know why I'm counting. It doesn't make a difference.
That's a lot of creatures into the graveyard.
A lot of...
And the Cultural Crufix as well. Ow.
I'm sorry, Toby.
Does that mean I need to then flip this back over? Because I'm...
Yes, it does.
I wonder what that is.
No, I can't imagine.
It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Can you remember, children?
If there are any children watching, we apologise.
Yes, if there are any children watching, you shouldn't be watching this.
Cool. And I have no more mana left, so off you go, Tom.
To be fair, we're not swearing or anything.
That's true.
Oh, beep you! Go on.
Okay, I will. I'm going to have a look. Just remind myself what is in here.
Is this a Night Howler, Tom?
There's currently 14 creatures in my graveyard. Never mind yours. So, first person to get a Night Howler out gets
I
the
don't have any
big
Night Howlers
biz.
in my deck.
I'm going to tap those 2, and I'm going to commune with the gods.
Oh.
Ask them to give me a Night Howler.
Off you go.
Oh, heck.
Go on, not a Night Howler.
1,
Not a Night
2.
Howler.
Well, you know who I'm coming for if
Yeah, true.
if I get one. 3,
Then
4,
it will be me.
5.
There is indeed a
Look
Night
at
What
Howler.
that.
a big!
What are
a
the
big.
odds of that?
Yep.
There is a Night Howler.
It goes into my hand. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
the gods of Theros.
Mm.
Thank you. Right. So,
Problem.
do you know what? I'd like to bestow it, but I think I'm just gonna hard cast it. 1, 2,
You're hardcore.
3. Night Howler. Can we count up the creatures in everyone's graveyards, please?
Yes, this could be a problem.
But I've got 1,
3,
4, 5, 6.
5, 6.
Okay, I've
7,
got 14. You've got 6.
8.
Is that right?
Yep, so
9,
that's 20.
So it's a 20
10,
already.
11, 12, 13 from me.
Okay, so it's a 33. 33.
If you get a kill spell, I wouldn't have been opposed to you using it, Toby.
If you could just hold until I've killed him, then feel free to kill it.
Okay.
Then feel free to kill Tom. This could go either way.
I think I'll pass the turn. I think that's a pretty good go.
That was a pretty good game. Okay, right, well,
a
there's-
kill spell.
There's those untapped.
Please.
This is the danger of 3 green-black
Pick up
decks.
my old Nyxborn Eidolon. Okay, and then... Are you watching, ladies and gentlemen?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Is it?
3 black, well, 2 colourless, 1 black. Oginos River Trawler. Look at that. When Oginos River Trawler enters the battlefield, return target enchantment creature card from your graveyard.
Oh!
I wonder which one I'll go for.
Oh!
Oh, look at that. It's my old friend the Night Howler.
Are you playing it?
Uh,
You need 2 black to cast it, so you've mistapped your mana if
that
you want
was
to cast
a
it
really
this turn.
stupid thing that I did.
But if you want to actually, it's better to bestow it on that guy because then he's got a bit more protection, and you'd need 4 land to do that anyway. So you can just say, "That's fine. I intended to bestow it, so I didn't want to cast it this turn."
Yes, that is what I meant to
And
do.
when you bestow it next turn, that guy won't have summoning sickness, so you can attack with him in his newly 30, 35,
35.
35. So it's actually not too bad.
Well, I actually hadn't realised that I did have enough mana to get it out that turn,
Yeah.
so I don't feel like I've lost
It's
anything.
fine. It's fine. You can bestow next turn, which is the better play anyway.
Cool.
It's always the double black. You always got to watch out for double black and double whatever in the
Well,
costing.
I'm screwed.
Yep.
It's just going to be Night Howler battling off.
Right, yes, I'll pass the turn.
Oh, that's good.
And yours will be too bigger because you're bestowing it on that.
Okay, so obviously at the beginning of my upkeep, I'll shuffle these up.
What's he going to get out? Remembering he still has the 7/7 in his hand, which looks a little smaller now that we have these colossal monstrosities blotting out the sun.
So that's a case of who hits who first with you two.
Yeah, well, we're both going to hit you first. But the thing is, if I hit you on my turn, he can hit me and then I'm dead. So you will win. You'll win in one turn.
Picking at random.
So that's interesting.
It's
I
not
wouldn't
a
feel too
creature.
bad if you won. I just don't want Sam to win.
Wow.
I think I can cope with that.
Politics, folks.
Yeah.
3-player.
Cool. Pick up.
What does Sam go to top deck?
That's not very helpful. I can't really afford.
It's a dice drum roll.
Yeah, I can't really afford to allow Tom to attack me next turn.
Uh-oh.
So much as it pains me, I'm going to tap these.
No.
This, and this. And I'm going to play this giant Adderphage.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine.
I'm so
I can
screwed.
just slam straight into that and it will be a small bloody paste on the floor.
Yep, and off you go, Tom.
Huzzah! Okay. Well, I guess it would be rude not to.
Are you going to give it?
I'm
trample?
going to attack Sam.
I'm going to block Tom.
I believe that goes in the graveyard, and both are. And my Nat Howler ticks up to a 34. Yours doesn't yet because it doesn't. It's not on the battlefield yet. But
Oh
it
no,
will be.
technically it should have gone down one when I took my Night Howler out, shouldn't it?
Okay, yes, good point.
So
So,
it's still on
that's
33
ever so slightly less of Bloody Smear on 4.
But
But it is
still
now
results.
a 33 again, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, seeing as I might as well, I'll tap 2 green, 2 black for a Jared, Golgari Lichlord, and he gets a +1/+1 for each creature card in my graveyard.
Yep.
So I think that's only 16. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Now,
6,
Only
7,
16.
8,
Yep.
9,
So-
10, 11, 12,
No,
13, 14. No, it's 14. 14.
you've got a problem here, and we've got a problem that if you attack me, then Tom can just go in swinging and finish you off.
This is true.
So
Oh,
advise
there is a D20. Oh, that's nice.
not attacking me. If you wouldn't mind.
So there are 14 creatures in my graveyard, so he's a 16/16. It's pretty small.
Right. Okay. Is that?
No. Sorry, guys. I think that's the end of my. That's not quite the end of my go. I'm gonna tap these 3, sacrifice this creature to do 33 damage to both opponents.
Both opponents?
Both
What?
opponents lose. No, sorry, lose life, not deal damage. You both lose 33 life.
Sacrifice a creature, each opponent loses life equals to sacrifice creature's power. Do you have enough mana? Yes, you do.
Sorry, guys.
Well played. Warned you.
Wow.
I
Well, that's
believe
the end of
we're
that.
moving on to game 3.
Yep.
Good game. Well played, sir.
Thank you.
So they didn't have an answer to that.
Waits with the hand. Okay.
Right,
Right.
well,
Do I want to change anything else in my sideboard?
can we gang up on Tom next game?
We'll see.